Welcome back to Redline Drifting because I have to look at this and finally there wasn't able a snow anymore because everything was just fine. So looks like we're going to be finding ourselves to buy a sports car because we cannot do that. Actually, I'm going to be quiet here around the corner exactly as well. If I'm going to be driving with some cars, I have to drift around the track because we already drifting around this track. So if we're going to be selecting map, because I already choosing Bowen and we're gonna be choosing another track, something randomly, and we're not choosing this island or this highly insane hiding woods. And looks like these cars are drifting around fast, so I need to closer up my microphone. So we're not going to drift in Smotaki and Toshu and Toshaki, and we're gonna be using this track. So let's go and play this map. And by the way, this will be amazing as well. Oh yes, because I really didn't like this track because actually this must be in the endurance circuit because actually it's the afternoon. Actually, we're gonna be spawning with some vehicles. Let's select here in the garage and we're gonna find out. So we're not choosing the Viper SRT in the Evolution 9. So if we're about to do this, so we're not going to use the everything that I want. So I'm not going to use the Forza Z. So anyways, we're gonna be using the Mark IV Supra. Let's spawn right there. And actually, I'm not hearing this once again, and I'm doing the semi and sequential transmission as well, because I'm not going to try to use that because actually it's for sugarcoat, and the sun is about to come down because I actually going to do 0 as well. I'm not going to do the Supra because that was kind of age restricted because I really think this is so loud because I guess I need to turn down for my volume.
Later that night.
I currently use the Supra Mark IV Widebody edition because it looks like RZ and because actually it's nighttime. We're gonna be doing endurance race as well. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. And we're gonna take it so easy. And I love loud noises as well. Because looks like we are drifting and we're hitting to $150,000. And looks like the Supra is going for a wild drift as well. And because exactly wanted to drift a lot of things because I'm going to be drifting like a boss and whatever that I can do. So this is very loud whatsoever. And this is gonna be much more crazy as well. And looks like we're here for an exactly as lap time as well. And I'm not taking it seriously, but I actually wanted to get close and see, wanted to get close right there and see how that loud it is. And here's why the Supra is going to make so much noise. And by the way, we're drifting like some sort kind of sideways. Officially, I need to drift a lots of corners and before a few couple more laps until morning. And then, I needed to drift around as possible as could. I could not see that the Supra just tried to blast things up and allowed it away for it to do so.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I'm coming around in the pits. So looks like I just going to be having fun and down to shit to the second gear, and looks like we're gonna park this perfectly, and looks like we're on the midnight zone. And actually I'm going to be turning off my engine as well, so the Supra needs to stay off, and I wouldn't think so because I actually wanted to stay. So I forgot to turn off the lights, and I have to find our ways to buy a new vehicle. So the moon is about to come down, and we're not going for a next circuit because there was a moon goosiest right up here because you can see this right now. So and it's actually morning because actually it was pretty down or what. I got $135,000 because if we're gonna be buying ourselves a new car, because actually everything is all green, because not all green for just now, because actually there's game passes. And actually the last previous video was actually this when I was published in back in days ago. So I'm not going to buy the Subaru or TVR, but I'm going to be buying the Toyota as well, because I'm not going to be buying something, because if we're going to be buying some Toyota cars, like stuff like that, and not to mention that I'm going to be buying a Lexus, because this car was actually, I'm going to be viewing like this, because this car was actually from FHRC Bronies, because I cannot going to be buying that, because dude are sold for copyright content for just Forza videos as well. So all you have to do is buy myself one, else should I buy some vehicles. And there is one VIP one. I don't know what to do. It was actually late morning, because actually the sun won't able to get down here, because until afternoon I will try this out, because not to mention I'm going to be using that. Actually it's for sugar coats, because exactly we're going to move into the menu, because we're not going to find ourselves another track, because if we're going to be select map or something, we got a Robux shop. And we got some ourselves a VIP, low poly cars, drift missile cars, the block cars, and 2x cash as well. So we have to put the settings right here. So FOV script is enabled. So I'm going to be disabled like this. Default transmission, auto to semi, because I'm going to be changing to semi as well, because I'm doing a manual things, because global shadows is enabled, light poles and trees are all enabled. No events here, because actually if we're gonna be spectate, and no one should able to spectate as well, because actually it won't be end of this video until I'm going to be driving this car. Absolutely, I got $140,000, because actually we got $10,000 to go. So if we're gonna be buying some cars in the dealership, so exactly we're gonna be buying the R34 Widebody. So actually I'm going to be buying like this car, because actually it must be the Need for Speed Underground version, and I really can't do that, because my plan is to buy the Zonda R, the Turbo S, and I really wanted to buy something, because it's really hard to buy, because I really actually can't as well, because if you're gonna be buying some vehicles like some sort of stuff like this, or I'm going to be buying the Chevy Camaro, that I'm sure you want to buy the Chevy Camaro Widebody, and absolutely, and this is why I got $82,500 as well, because I cannot able to reach 100,000 subscribers, and absolutely for $100,000 as well. I bought myself for a vehicle, so let's get customizing with this car. And actually I'm going for a green rims, and I'm not doing anything for just now, so I'm choosing a way for reflections as well, and I'm not going to do it, and I'm still going for use that kind of color, and you're just looking for a little bit so for green color, and absolutely going for a little bit reflections apply, and we're going for customization again. Instead of rims, I'm gonna be using a Tokyo Drift rims as well, because absolutely we're going to be reflecting the tires on and reflecting the rims, and we're gonna be choosing one and only, because I'm not doing this American style, and looks like I'm going to be doing. And what about I'm going to be using as this, because I won't actually doing like this. And there must be the American reference, and there is the Forza tires and Forza rims. I'm going to be applying the rims like something, because I'm going exactly absolutely dark as well, because I'm going for yellow, and I'm not going to do as Chick Hicks, and still I'm going to be using as the orange color. Apply that, and we're just going to be spawning for a car, and let's see what happens. I love being a sound of a beloved of a Formula Drift car, because I'm going to be doing the Cinquetel, and looks like I love the sounds of this car because absolutely someone is joining the game, and looks like I'm going to get him right away. And looks like I love this sound with this kind of vehicle. And actually, I'm not going to be spinning out, and looks like it was absolutely nighttime as well. So we're gonna do a endurance race, because I'm not going to do a drift battle as well, because sometimes we're gonna do our best way to do. We're pretty having fun with the Ferrari F12 exactly as well, because I really love into this drifting for this whole situation, and because they're acting like this place is called the Horizon Festival, and looks like I'm drifting off the grass, and looks like I absolutely love this. This is very a good fun for this, and looks like absolutely for Ferrari. And this Ferrari does not expecting itself to turn on the lights until morning, and because until nighttime I'm using to turn my headlights on. And exactly except for Ferrari, we're starting for off the lap, because actually it was morning, and we're giving a good test with this car. And what the Ferrari just absolutely going into my battle, because absolutely this is not a drift battle. This is a test with my Chevy Camaro Widebody edition, and absolutely we're going for a exclusive for the Formula Drift edition. And I just went up and overshoot this corner, because I exactly cut this corner, and we're just absolutely going to finish in a one lap, because absolutely that was a very good test with a Chevy Camaro Widebody. And the final results of this good test was absolutely gorgeous. It was given by a good test, because I love to drift around this track with this Formula Drift Camaro Widebody. And in fact, the sun is coming down right away, and looks like I'm about to end this video. And have you enjoyed this video? So click this in description, because not in description exactly as well, and you have to find our whale ourselves, and to click this playlist at the end screen. So looks like thank you for watching and for all your support, which will be Turbo Concept will be signing off, and I'm Turbo Concept signing off by the way, and the sun is officially going to be setting a while. I'm going to be talking to you all later, and I'll see you guys not very soon, because I'm going to be see you in the last hour. So, and if you enjoyed this video, so make sure to leave a like, and make sure to leave a subscribe, and as always, stay sideways.